Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host Joseph. In this video I'll be sharing with you how I was able to achieve this pretty nice flyer design in Adobe Photoshop. Please, if you are coming across the channel for the very first time, this is a graphic design channel. Do well to join the community by smashing the subscribe button and turning on the post notification bell to get notification whenever we upload new content as well. And for our returning subscribers, thank you guys for always watching, guys. So without further ado, let's dive into creating this design. So I have to click on new file over here, and we'll have the new document prompt that comes up. Here you can choose to give your project a name. We are creating a design that can be used across social media platforms like Instagram, among others. So we'll be using the portrait frame size of 1080 pixels by 1350 to be precise. Our unit is set in pixels to be precise. Resolution can be set on 300. Leave every other settings the way they are like this and click on create. Here we have the canvas which we'll be designing on, and the first thing I'd like to do is to drag in the resource files I'll be using to create this project. So over here are the various resources I'll be using to create the design. Please do well to check the video description. You'll find the link to the exercise files in the video description. The first phase of creating this design has to do with creating of the background. So I will have to select a light value of hash, very light value like this. Click on OK. That's the first move to creating this design. So the next thing I'd like to do here is to basically add depth to the design. So I would like to drag this down here. Likewise, this particular splash image over here. Turn off this other layer. So I'll start by working with the splash layer. I'll have to right click and convert it to a smart object. By doing so, it enables me to maintain quality. So I hit Ctrl T to transform it out, holding Alt to scale out and rotate their angle and place them around somewhere here like this in the canvas. Okay, so if this is actually good enough, we can then click on the OK. The next thing I'd like to do is to change the fill color of this. So I have to enable the solid color and sample the color over here. Here's the hex code to the color I'm using here, and afterwards right click and click on create a clipping mask to be precise, so that the color will be locked in onto the splash. To enable this as well, right click, convert it to a smart object as well to maintain quality. Ctrl T, transform out, okay, and make sure it is clipped into this. Okay, so right click on this and click on create a clipping mask so that it can be clipped to that. We change the blending of this to around, let me see what works. I think this works perfectly well. So I'll hit Ctrl T and position this like this. Okay, so I'll hit the check button. I can still choose to expand the size of the splash by positioning this way, rotating the angle as well like this. Actually works for me perfectly well. So the next thing I would like to do here is to select this image of the choir and add depth by applying the camera raw filter to be precise. So over here I'll start with the basics by increasing the textures, likewise increasing the clarity of this image to around this as well. Okay, I'll head over to details, expand the sharpening to around this, likewise increase the noise reduction for smooth transitions. So afterwards you click on OK, but before doing that, let me give you a preview of the before and the after. This is without the camera raw and this is with the camera raw. You can see the before and the after. So I'll click on the OK button. We'll have the image looking like this, popping. Okay, so that's for that. So I can keep my layers organized by selecting this, holding shift, selecting this, hit Ctrl G to group them, and I can call this choir to be precise. And this is one of the ways I go about organizing my layers. So I can still choose to enable this, scale it up properly like this, change the blending to around, let me see what works. This works, and reduce the opacity to around 20% to be precise. You can see I've reduced the opacity. So moving on, the next thing we have to do is to place in the information of the event, such as the theme of the event and other information in respect to the event. Okay, here are the various information in respect to the event. So I'll start with this particular text here called praise night. I'll take it down here to be precise, and for this I made use of the font called junk dog, that's the name of the font. You'll find the link to the resource in the video description as well. Likewise, for this, I made use of the font called Bebas for this and create contrast using the value of red. For this red, here is hex code for the value of red I'm actually using on this particular end. Okay, so moving on as well, I had to also place in the name of the church here with the address, that is the location of where the praise night will be taking place, the date and time of the event. I created contrast using the using colors at the moment for this particular design. Okay, that is in terms of that. These other shapes here were created with the use of pen tool, so I'll be walking you through how I created this. So currently I've picked the pen tool, okay, and this is set on paths. You can set this on shape, it all depends on you. So you can set this on shape. All you have to do is to pick a point, create another point, like this, like this, like this, and like this. So that's how I was able to create this. So you can still make adjustment to those points by holding Control, left click, and the point, left click, then you left click again to holding Control still to make adjustment, left click, hold Control. Okay, you hold Control on your keyboard, left click on the pointer first, then you left click again to drag them. That's how I was able to create these particular shapes we have over here. So that is in terms of that. So moving on, the next thing, that was the same technique I introduced while creating this as well, is more of using the pen tool to actually create this. So for the text here as well, pick the text tool, and over here you can see I made use of the same Bebas for this. While for this I made use of another typeface called Roberto. That's the name of Roboto. That's the name of the font I made use in creating this. So in order for me to still add more depth to this, I would like to enable this particular image here, scale it up, okay, and position this around somewhere here like this. Okay, you can just basically position here and scale down the opacity to around 50%, make a duplicate of that, Ctrl T, scale it down as well, and position yours around somewhere here like this, and you can reduce the opacity of this to around 10%, and you have your design looking like this. That is in terms of that. And finally, you can choose to apply textures. Okay, so I can basically just rotate it. Okay, it's either left click and drag to rotate it, or I just right click inside it and flip the angles depending on what direction I intend to apply. So I can scale this out like this, okay, and click the check button, change the blending to around let me see which works. I think this works perfectly well. And after that, I have to scale down the opacity to around 30%. That was how I was able to achieve this. You can still choose to take the design a step further by applying a color adjustment as well. If you see it needed, you can then apply it to your design, and you see how it looks on your design. So that is in terms of that. Make sure the thumbnail of this is actually selected. You can play around your color lookups and see the ones that basically help the look of your design and use them on your design. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of this video. If you do find this video helpful, do it to smash the like button, like this video, share this video, and comment on this video. Leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. You can also leave a comment in respect to a tutorial you are actually looking out for. Maybe I can actually seek out time to create content in respect to that particular issues you're actually having as well. And do well to share this video with other creatives around you. Please, if you're coming across the channel for the very first time, do well to smash the subscribe button and turn on the post notification to get notification whenever I upload new content. And for my returning subscribers, thank you guys for always watching, and see you in the next.